The first few months in trucking can cost you more than you expect. One rushed inspection can put the truck out of service. One bad ELD decision can create a log problem. One wrong turn can put you under a bridge you cannot clear. And one tired decision can change your entire life. In this video, we are breaking down 15 costly mistakes new truck drivers make and the practical habits that help you avoid them. Welcome to Diesel Driver Tools, the channel built for drivers by drivers. We make trucking rules, truck knowledge, business basics, and driver health easier to understand. This video is general education, not legal, medical, mechanical, or carrier-specific advice. Federal rules have exceptions, state requirements can differ, and your carrier may be more restrictive. Verify the current rule and your company policy before making a decision. The first mistake is treating the pre-trip like a formality. A new driver may walk around the truck quickly, check a few lights, and assume the equipment is fine because someone else drove it yesterday. But the driver operating the vehicle needs to be satisfied that it is in safe operating condition before moving. Build the same inspection sequence every day. Approach the truck, check for fresh leaks or damage, inspect the engine area, steering, suspension, brakes, tires, wheels, lights, coupling system, trailer, and required emergency equipment. A repeatable routine is faster and more reliable than walking around randomly. The goal is not to look busy. The goal is to find the problem before an inspector or a crash finds it for you. Finding a defect is only half the job. The second mistake is driving anyway, mentioning the problem casually or trusting that somebody will remember it. Report safety-related defects through the carrier's required process. Use the inspection report, maintenance system, message, or work order your company requires. Keep the language factual. What you found, where it is, when you found it, and whether the truck was moved. Do not diagnose beyond your knowledge. Documentation protects the next driver, gives maintenance something specific to inspect, and creates a record that you did not hide the problem. If a defect could affect safe operation, do not let schedule pressure turn it into your responsibility. The third mistake is beginning the day without understanding your available driving time, duty window, and weekly hours. For many interstate property carrying drivers, the general limits include up to 11 hours of driving after 10 consecutive hours off duty, no driving beyond the 14th consecutive hour after coming on duty, and a qualifying 30-minute break after 8 cumulative hours of driving. But exceptions and different operating rules exist. Before accepting a plan, know what time you started, how much driving remains, how much duty time remains, and what your 60 or 70-hour total looks like. Dispatch cannot plan your clock better than you if you are not watching it. The fourth mistake is choosing a duty status because it preserves time instead of because it accurately describes what you are doing. Driving, on-duty not driving, sleeper berth, and off-duty are not interchangeable buttons. Fueling, inspections, loading supervision, paperwork, and many work activities are generally on-duty time. If you make an error, review the record, make permitted edits or annotations, and follow the carrier process. Do not wait until a roadside inspection to discover an unexplained gap. Your log should tell a clear story that matches the trip, fuel, toll, dispatch, and location records. The fifth mistake is using personal conveyance to extend the workday, get closer to the next load, or repair a poor trip plan. Personal conveyance is off-duty movement for a personal purpose, when the driver is relieved from work and responsibility. It cannot be used simply because the driving clock expired. Your carrier can prohibit it or set limits that are more restrictive than federal guidance. When it is authorized and properly used, add a clear annotation explaining the movement. When you are unsure, stop and verify before moving. One button should never become a shortcut around hours of service rules. The sixth mistake is planning the delivery but not planning the end of the day. New drivers often wait until the final 30 minutes to search for parking. By then, the nearest truck stops may be full, construction may block an exit, or the receiver may not allow overnight parking. Build a primary stop, a backup stop, and an emergency option before you leave. Check expected arrival time, parking capacity, weather, fuel, restroom access, and whether the location is legal and reasonably safe. A parking plan protects your hours, sleep, fuel, and decision-making. The seventh mistake is following any navigation app as if it understands a commercial vehicle. A passenger car route may ignore bridge height, weight limits, vehicle length, hazmat restrictions, truck-prohibited roads, or difficult turns. Use truck-specific routing, enter the correct vehicle dimensions, check the written directions, compare the route with official restrictions, and obey signs over the device. Set the route before moving. If the road does not look right, do not let traffic behind you force a bad decision. Stop in a safe place and verify. The eighth mistake is leaving car-sized space in front of a truck-sized vehicle. FMCSA guidance says that below 40 miles per hour, leave at least 1 second for every 10 feet of vehicle length, and add another second above 40. For a typical tractor-trailer, that often means about 4 seconds at lower speeds and 5 at higher speeds, more in rain, snow, darkness, traffic, or when the road is questionable. Space is not wasted road. It is your reaction time, your braking room, and your escape option. The ninth mistake is believing that driving the posted speed always means driving safely. A heavy truck may need much more room to stop, and curves, ramps, wind, rain, ice, construction, and limited visibility can require a much lower speed. Enter curves slowly enough that you do not need hard braking in the curve. Start downhill in the correct gear and speed for the equipment and conditions. Let traffic pass. Being late is frustrating. A rollover, jackknife, or collision is far more expensive. The 10th mistake is answering the device because the message feels urgent. Federal rules restrict handheld mobile phone use by commercial drivers, and texting is prohibited. A dispatch tablet can distract you just like a phone. Set the GPS before moving. Let messages wait. Use only lawful hands-free features. And if something needs attention, pull off the road and stop safely. No load update, customer call, playlist, or notification is worth looking away from the road. Quick reminder, if you want a simple inspection routine you can keep on your phone or print for the truck, download the free Diesel Driver Tools pre-post-trip checklist using the first link in the description. It is designed to help you build the repeatable habit we discussed in mistake number 1. The 11th mistake is trying to prove toughness by driving when you are too tired or sick to operate safely. FMCSA rules prohibit operating a commercial vehicle when illness or fatigue makes safe operation impossible. Warning signs can include repeated yawning, heavy eyes, drifting within the lane, missing signs or exits, forgetting the last few miles, and needing constant stimulation to stay awake. Energy drinks, cold air, and loud music do not create real alertness. Find a safe place to stop and rest. If persistent sleepiness, loud snoring, or health symptoms keep interfering with driving, discuss them with a qualified healthcare professional. The 12th mistake is continuing a blind backing maneuver because getting out feels embarrassing. Set up slowly. Use the safest available approach. Turn on four-way flashers when appropriate. Communicate with a spotter using agreed signals, and get out and look whenever the picture changes or you lose sight of the spotter. Stop immediately if you are unsure. A 2-minute reset is cheaper than a damaged trailer, another vehicle, a building, or a person. The 13th mistake is assuming every warning is a bad sensor. A new oil pressure warning, low air warning, overheating condition, major fluid leak, burning smell, unusual vibration, tire damage, or sudden change in braking or steering deserves attention. Safely reduce risk. Stop where appropriate. Follow the vehicle and carrier procedure and report what happened. Do not continue driving simply because the warning disappeared. Intermittent problems are still problems, and the cost of stopping to investigate is usually smaller than the cost of destroying equipment or losing control. The 14th mistake is assuming the shipper handled everything. Before leaving, confirm the trailer number, seal when applicable, bills, destination, weight information, and any special instructions. For cargo you can inspect, verify that it is properly distributed and secured. Federal rules can require cargo and securement to be re-examined within the first 50 miles and again at specified intervals, with exceptions for certain sealed or inaccessible loads. Different freight requires different knowledge. If you do not understand the securement method, ask before moving. The 15th mistake is depending on memory when money or responsibility is involved. Keep organized records of arrival and departure times, detention, lumper receipts, scale tickets, tolls, fuel, trailer numbers, seals, defects, maintenance messages, and important dispatch instructions. Review every paycheck or settlement against the work you completed. Ask about missing accessorial pay or unexplained deductions promptly and professionally. Good records reduce arguments, help you learn the business, and protect you when the story changes later. Here is the survival system. Inspect the truck the same way every time. Report and document defects. Know your hours before accepting the plan. Log what you are actually doing. Never use personal conveyance to rescue a bad workday. Build parking and route backups. Protect following distance. Slow down for conditions. Park before handling a device. Stop when fatigue makes driving unsafe. Get out and look while backing. Investigate warnings. Check the load and paperwork, and keep your own records. You will not avoid every delay or every hard day, but these habits can keep a small problem from becoming a career-changing one. Subscribe to Diesel Driver Tools for practical trucking tips on inspections, ELDs, maintenance, owner-operator business, and driver health. Download the free pre-post trip checklist through the first link below. For the complete collection of ELD, DOT inspection, warning light, maintenance, and owner-operator resources, visit the Diesel Driver Tools store and check out the Ultimate Bundle. Drive smart, stay legal, stay profitable.